Welcome back to The Couch. Always nice to have our next guest on Couch. Steve Collins, talking travel.
Yay!
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And you've just been away as well.
I've just been away,
Here
so
in
I haven't
WA.
been on the show for a little while because I've been away. But today, you know, I love trains.
I know.
I am an avid train
And Europe.
traveller.
You love your Europe trains.
I love Europe. And so today I'm going to talk about travelling by train through Europe. And it makes sense because in Europe there's 240,000 kilometres of railways.
Oh, wow.
Much of that is the fast speed rail, and you can get just about anywhere you want. And sometimes when you buy a rail ticket, it also includes a ferry ticket, because a lot of these trips you go to a port and then you hop on a ferry and you go to an island or something, and then you continue on your journey. So it's just a great experience to go to Europe and try the trains there. Like I said, 33 countries, and you can get some really, really good deals. There's a company called raileurope.com, and raileurope.com, they specialise in just rail in Europe, and you can get all sorts of things. You could do point-to-point trips, you can get travel passes or whatever.
They look very
to give you an idea, see that's you can go from London to Paris in 2 hours and 15 minutes in absolute comfort. Why would you get a plane? Why would you get a plane when you're sitting in those cramped seats inside a tube? On a train, you've got plenty of room, you've got panoramic windows,
it's beautiful.
and you go into the middle of the city. It's just a great way to travel.
And for those people who hate flying, what an alternative.
Well, not only that, in France, which has got a great rail system, what they've done is they've banned a lot of the short-range flights because rail travel is actually very environmentally friendly. So it's just fantastic. There's so many deals there. For instance, like I said, you go from London to Paris on the Eurostar. You go from St Pancras Station in the middle of London to Gare du Nord in the middle of Paris. 2 hours and 15 minutes in absolute comfort. Why would you do it? If you want to go to France, there's heaps and heaps of railway lines, and you can travel to different countries. For instance, you can go from I've gone from London to Venice before on the train, and I've had to change a couple of trains to do it. But it's just a wonderful way to travel.
So would you say train travel would suit people that don't like flying, or are there other type of people that would really enjoy it?
Well, obviously it suits people that don't like flying, but the other thing is it's the convenience of it. There are a lot more trains than there are flights, and trains can carry a lot more passengers.
And you get to see more, don't you? Especially the environment.
And the other thing is, when you're on a train, you're actually seeing the countryside of the country that you're visiting. Why wouldn't you do that? For instance, you can do things. If you're in Paris, you could go to Brussels for a day's sightseeing. You just hop on a train, go in there. It's an hour or something to get there. You're in the middle of the city. You walk out of the station, do your sightseeing, get on the train and go back. Or what I did was I used to, when I was travelling through Europe, I would get a Eurail pass, which is great value. And what you do is you do your touring in a city, then you say, right, well, let's go to a distant city at night, and you hop on a train, you save on a hotel accommodation. Now, you can upgrade and get a sleeper or whatever if you like. I didn't do that because I was a bit younger than I am now. Nowadays, I'd probably get a sleeper. But you wake up in a new city, and it's just absolutely fantastic.
Is it expensive?
Well, it depends on where you're going and what sort of train, because you've got the high-speed trains. Now, they are the most expensive, they're the most comfortable, they're the most convenient. But then you've got local trains as well, and you've got the city trains. You can use the subway city systems in each of them. So it depends on what train you're getting and the level of comfort on that particular train. So, and it also depends on the time of year as well. In high season, of course, the trains tend to be a little bit more expensive. But if you book and work out your itinerary beforehand and book it up all beforehand, pre-buy it all, then you save a little bit of money by doing it. You get discounts and stuff like that. So it is a really good way to travel around Europe. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, there's sort of two ways of doing it. There's called point-to-point and travel pass. Point to point. Look, if you're not going to do much train travel, point to point is the best way to do it. But pardon me.
What exactly is point to point?
Well, it means that you hop on a train, say in Lyon in France,
Yep.
and you get off in Rome in Italy.
Okay, so
or something.
direct point to point. I got you.
A direct
That
train.
looks amazing.
A travel pass, and this is filmed by me in Switzerland. I use the Swiss travel pass, which, okay, not only do you get the trains, but you get the local buses, you got the boats, and you get the trams.
Look at the scenery.
Because a lot of these, you cross a lake and say you'll get to a station, you'll
Yeah.
get off the train, get on a boat and go somewhere. But it's absolutely fantastic. You get discounts on museums, you get all sorts of discounts, so you don't have to worry about money.
You can save
So-
a bit of money.
You save a lot of money. So it's a fantastic way to do it. So that's with a travel pass. If you're going to stay in a particular country and travel by train, get a travel pass for that country. Swiss Rail pass is great. The Eurail pass, which is fabulous if you're going to go to a lot of countries, that includes the UK, Ireland and all of continental Europe.
Yep.
Well, then you just work out your itinerary. Some of these, on some of these trains, you have to book a reservation because particularly on the high-speed ones, they get full and they are reserved seats. On others, you can just hop on and hop off. On a lot of them, you can get to, say, Paris and use the metro there. You don't worry about it, or any of the other cities. So it's a really, really
It's an
great
alternative way to travel, but does
Well,
it cater for families and
caters
single
for anybody. And in some cases, if you book online through raileurope.com, you will also get discounts for children. And depending on the
there you
ages
go.
of the children, usually if they're under 10, they can get free transport if you. Now, so things like the Eurail pass, for instance, there's none of this ticketing. You get the app when you buy your Eurail pass. You get the app.
Show the app.
And it's just there, and you can plot you can plot what you want. You can do all
Very
your
modern.
bookings on your app. So it used to be that with your Euro pass, you had to go to the ticket office and get a ticket for this, and there's a bit of hassling about it. Not anymore. It's as simple as getting your phone, getting your app,
Sounds fantastic.
and working out where you want to go.
There you go. Wanted to do some Europe rail travel? Steve's giving you a little bit of an option there. Steve, for people to get more information, you've got your YouTube page.
Well,
but
I've got my YouTube channel, which is Tell Me Where to Go. I do a fair bit of train on that, but also raileurope.com, because all they do is they sell European rail. They do nothing else, and they've got all the best deals. And as I said, if you're planning your trip and you buy in advance,
You'll
you can
save
often
money.
get really good discounts and save
And
money.
I love how you can also include the bus travel and other
Yeah,
forms.
and all that other
entries.
stuff as well. And entries to, there's all sorts of deals going around, and it depends on what
Fantastic.
pass you get or what you're doing. And it's really sit at home in the comfort of your own home, do your bookings, and then when you get to Europe, you've got it all there.
Enjoy
You've got your
it.
itinerary.
I
You've
love
got
the
it all on
scenery.
your app. Fantastic.
Looking through those, the open, the glass roofs.
Oh, yeah.
are
Well,
beautiful.
they've got a lot of great scenic trains, particularly in places like Denmark and Norway, and you've got certainly in Switzerland and Italy. All these places that you want to go. You go through the Rhone valleys and all that in Germany. It's absolutely
Well, you don't have to tell me
fantastic.
twice where to go. Thank you very much. Steve Collins, Talking Travel, as always. Take a little bit of a different trip. Do a rail pass. In Europe, you may actually enjoy it. For more information, check out those websites. That is it for the show today. Thank you to Steve Collins.
you.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks, maybe, before you go off on your merry ways on travel around Australia. And, of course, thank you to our fantastic crew, to Petrian, to Josh, to Sonia, to Kipal. I think I got it right. Yes, our new crew member. And thank you to Aref. Thank you to Adrian in the control room. Thank you to Marcella for helping out today. And thank you to Alec. And thank you to Barbara. Thank you to everybody. We'll see you next week around Australia. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Catch me there.